Hey there! Today we're diving deep into a mind-bending concept that might just change the way you think about yourself. Now, before you click away thinking this is some sort of doom and gloom fest, hear me out. This isn't about wallowing in self-loathing or giving up on personal growth. It's quite the opposite, actually. We're going to unpack this idea and see how it can be a powerful tool for transformation. Let's start with a little thought experiment. Picture something you absolutely can't stand about yourself. Maybe it's your procrastination, your short temper, or your inability to stick to a diet. Got it? Now, here's the kicker. That very thing you despise might be the key to your personal evolution. Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me here. You see, when we fixate on our perceived flaws, we tend to give them an enormous amount of mental real estate. We obsess, we ruminate, we beat ourselves up. And in doing so, we inadvertently strengthen those very traits we're trying to escape. It's like that old saying, what you resist persists. The more energy we pour into fighting against a part of ourselves, the more deeply entrenched it becomes. It's a psychological tug of war, and guess what? The thing you hate is winning. But here's where it gets interesting. This same principle can work in our favor if we flip the script. Instead of viewing your so-called flaws as the enemy, what if you saw them as signposts? What if they're actually pointing you towards the person you're meant to become? Let's break it down with some examples. Say you hate how shy you are. You cringe at your own social awkwardness and wish you could be one of those effortlessly charming people. Well, guess what? That discomfort is telling you something important. It's highlighting a value you hold dear. Connection, perhaps, or self-expression. By acknowledging this, you can start to work with your shyness instead of against it. Maybe you become an excellent listener, or you find creative ways to express yourself that don't rely on being the life of the party. Or maybe you despise your tendency to overthink everything. You envy people who can make snap decisions without second-guessing themselves. But what if that overthinking is actually the seed of deep analytical skills? Perhaps you're destined to be a brilliant problem solver or a visionary strategist. The key is to harness that tendency rather than trying to squash it. Here's the thing. The qualities we hate in ourselves often have a flip side, a potential superpower if we learn to channel them correctly. Your perfectionism that drives you nuts? That's attention to detail and a commitment to quality. Your oversensitivity that makes you feel weak? That's empathy and emotional intelligence. Your restlessness that keeps you from settling? That's ambition and a drive for growth. It's all about perspective and what you choose to do with these traits. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's all well and good, but how do I actually make this work for me? Great question. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Step 1. Identify what you hate about yourself. Be honest, but be specific. Don't just say everything. Dig deep and pinpoint the traits that really get under your skin. Step 2. Ask yourself why you hate these things. What values or beliefs are these traits violating? This is crucial because it helps you understand what's really driving your discontent. Step 3. Look for the potential in these traits. How could they be useful if channeled differently? What strengths might they be hinting at? Step 4. Experiment with embracing these qualities. This doesn't mean letting negative behaviors run wild. It means accepting that this is a part of you and exploring how it can be used constructively. Step 5. Practice self-compassion. This whole process can be uncomfortable, so be kind to yourself along the way. Let's put this into practice with a real-world scenario. Meet Alex. Alex hates how indecisive they are. They spend hours agonizing over choices, big and small, and often end up paralyzed by options. Alex envies friends who seem to navigate life with unwavering certainty. Following our steps, Alex realizes that this indecisiveness stems from a deep desire to make the best possible choice and a fear of missing out on better options. The value behind this? A commitment to quality and a desire for rich, fulfilling experiences. Now, instead of beating themselves up for being indecisive, Alex starts to see this trait as a thorough, considerate approach to decision-making. They begin to appreciate their ability to see multiple perspectives and consider various outcomes. Alex experiments with embracing this quality by becoming the go-to person in their friend group for weighing pros and cons. They discover they have a talent for helping others make complex decisions. This leads Alex to explore career paths in fields like consulting or mediation, where their natural inclination to consider all angles becomes a valuable asset. See how that works? By leaning into the very thing they hated, Alex transforms it into a strength and finds a new direction in life. Now, it's important to note that this isn't about excusing harmful behaviors or refusing to grow. If you hate something about yourself because it's genuinely hurting you or others, that's a clear sign that change is needed. The key is to approach that change with curiosity and compassion rather than self-loathing. This mindset shift isn't easy. It goes against our natural inclination to try and eliminate parts of ourselves we don't like. But remember, you are a complex, multifaceted being. Those aspects you struggle with are just as much a part of you as the ones you love. By embracing this concept, that you will become what you hate about yourself, you open up a world of possibilities for personal growth and self-discovery. You stop fighting against yourself and start working with all parts of your personality to become a more integrated, authentic version of yourself. So the next time you find yourself face to face with a quality you despise, take a deep breath. Look at it not as an enemy to be vanquished, but as a misunderstood ally waiting to reveal its true potential. Ask yourself, how can this trait serve me? What is it trying to teach me? You might just find that the very things you hate about yourself are the keys to unlocking your greatest strengths. They're the raw materials for your personal evolution, the building blocks of the person you're meant to become. Remember, it's not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. It's about integrating all aspects of yourself into a beautifully complex, ever-evolving human being. So embrace your quirks, your flaws, your rough edges. They're not holding you back, they're propelling you forward. They're not your weaknesses, they're your hidden strengths waiting to be discovered. You will become what you hate about yourself. But here's the plot twist. What you become might just be far more amazing than you ever imagined. Now go forth and love all of yourself, even the parts you think you hate. Because those parts, they're the key to unlocking your true potential, and that's a journey worth taking.